Nsia Owia TV so eni adesema munyina ajo ebre asese ensema de aboabo anu free omayimo yede ebase enwene no nsia bremu kasebo utie efri efikasie mu ha sanso enam Facebook so Owia TV ubetumi enyaye ahye na onya bi so atie ewo so oko YouTube a Owia TV official TikTok nso no Owia TV official ho nsemini afufuro pina ehun fonyi etwagu ewo ho a obetumi enya bi ahye enya bi atie ewo so nemom ne kenkan mu no www.owiatvonline.com okohodomu a obetumi akenkan ebi ewo hodomu kama ensam de edimu akotene anwumre ebi ene oman post sahene abano base akronfuremfo a wono maka wontiri apam hodi nsamone wo man Ghana mu no enya de se obi a ebefa ne ho adi
Enwomasia say nso de abeto dwase emaburu SHS phobia omo videos na montene so na wotwetwa mu awie ye na omo bɔ atwede abra na games bi kɔsoro panifo kyɛ so omo behwehwɛ mu na obi bia no ho bɛka wom bia omo ne kwada no ebefa emra kwan so
dankuma omra sebe dwafie na won mo kyerɛ so su sɛ panyimpa wo ya bedi akyire eda koko boda no wafa ekwan bi so ejuri oman sika edigu ni botom anunti anya nhwehwemu emfamfa ne ho
atoye mantamu prosi atena ye de abeto dwase omo chinkrofo bia omo susu se na omo twehyan na wi eno omo apake egumu
na Ghana ha eba se sabi ohia enkwankom ene ade a wo kyese enhye ya ye no sabi ade a entumi mmoa entu ohia sesa na nhwehmu bia empanyimfo bia yenso akyerɛkyerɛ niema bi mu
ewutu senya west emrahye bedwani eyejesela agbotu itete wono so de atodwa se ade no ekɔso a ema wo brachere senior high school was touched student ba ko ye ho video mu se school ba ko nkrofo do omo sekeka no ombe ye hwehwemu akosi ase
na Institute of Community Sustainability ye twani tia friends ICS for ana won mo kyerɛ se de manfo si wi nkra ane nkrama wo my Ghana mu ne dia he awusuase yamfa so anto a emoa
Dr. Kweku anane jindi wono nso oye corporate governance expert na say ba amamo hu nsemo wa bini ye pa wasanso ye senior lecturer wo Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration GEMPA odi se bia ba betwam e de afa niema malo yafo ani nyi ho so on be peja omudi brema akogya adwumedie mu
ensemu ni afoforo binom eka ho na nanwure aboabo na ede ba se Owia TV anwono nsia Kaseɛ bo yemfa na ase nkoma emopafie se wade mo papa aba premium ni super premium rice and odi abajambi so ya green oil anunso epi so gibia bebo ye papa ana yomi tomato paste de papa fire waduane sanso na dwabinra bank se brana sikasem mu ahodo nyina no obabua okama na onsu sikasem atumi atotoyie ema ene mema nyina dwadifo no fo ne kiremu ewo dwabinra bank oyoyonkopa ena
ya Bolivia Enterprise enso na the future life smart food aba they say nuane ahodo no ayedi no a yenim se ka ho bi kwan fa so didi mpo ene me nya diabetes high blood pressure ene africa se bone ne niam ahodo enu ti o madwe ye ho a omo nso edi enuane papa we nu a wodi a ekoni paduanim akosiesie ni padua brepemu e baka omo nsampa edi acho
enyumakuo yi na so yasrimu a yete anwumre no nsia bremu Kaseɛ bo no ba kenkanfo a moti ye ne anwumre eyeme Nana Kwame Ajiman Opambo ena
Ajwa nyako abronoma
afe Kaseɛ bo ne nkyeremu enie Omai post sign me chair Inspector General of Police Owia Christian Tete Yohono na wadi ato edwase post adwumakuo no wonum atuo ho asi ho as so my wiabo edinsuo aguso a wonum kyerɛ enipa wonum hyɛ Omai Ghana mu na wo de ensamwane ahurukasam an wodi aditia Oman ni nyina sɛ wonum no akronfowrenfo watwe etuo ni asekan adekosi timamufo a wonum asam fifire na wanya wajapade so agi adifiri wonum nsam no enya de so ma wonum so asomu adwo on da biara da wochiremu asede mpanyimfo esika esa akoda sebe omane maame na wono so bantoa empane to da no sabepepe ana polisifoɔ nso atu wɔn ho asi hɔ a wɔnom ebetu wɔn anamɔn na enkyere kura ne betu odwa sɛ ɔgye fobosumi de ɛtɔ so edu owura bia ne din betu odwa ɛyɛ Andrews Amankwa Toyota Hilux bi ana na papa yi etwa kronfrɛmfo bi ɛkɔto hyɛ ne so a wɔnom awia na wieye ɛno akyi no wɔnom esane tuo edigu ne so ɛnam so ɛma owura yi ɛto nanam ɛwɔ nsia do ɛwɔ ɔhyɛm tego a ɛno kyerɛ mu agyanhye baako a ɛno ɛwɔ enkran na no ɛna polisi panyi ɛkyerɛ sɛ wɔnom antia na so ntempa ɛna regional intelligence team a wɔnom ɛwɔ asante mantam wɔne commander wɔnom kabo mu a wotumi ɛkɔyɛ mpensempensem na polisi adwuma ko nim ne fa wɔnom yɛ mpensempensem mu fa huru kasam ho ɛna wɔnom nyinaa kabo mu a watumi akyere owura bia ne din ɛde akwasi manu wɔ abra owura wato anam ɛwɔ nsie do nkohu ne mobafo yi bi ɛwɔ ne nkyɛn na polisi panyini egyina so ɛde abo ano ba se we yɛ o machi no ɛnso ho a wɔbɛtɔ akɔso no yɛ nhwɛmu sɛ de bɛyɛ obi bia wɔde kronobɔ ɛsena ni so wɔ my Ghana mu no betumi ayere na ama emra ɛne no adi ensɛm bia Christian Tete Yohuno ade tu dwanie.
On the 10th of February 2026, I received the unfortunate news of a robbery incident that occurred at Owia Kaseɛ Junction, where one person was shot and his Toyota Hilux vehicle snatched from him. We soon learned of the identity of the victim, Mr. Andrews Amankwa, who sadly passed on at the hospital where he had been sent for medical attention. I'm happy to announce that we have arrested 4 suspects, including 3 members of the gang that was responsible for the attack. A 4th suspect, believed to be the gang leader, died from gunshot wounds sustained during the operation. As we always do when such cases reported, I immediately constituted a team comprising the Ashanti Regional Commander, the Regional Intelligence Team, the Anti-Robbery Unit, and the Cyber Vetting Team of the CID headquarters to immediately commence investigation. Upon following several leads during the course of our investigation, we had our first breakthrough on the 18th February 2026 with the arrest of suspect Akwasi Manu, who was found in possession of a mobile phone belonging to the deceased. Suspect Akwasi Manu was subsequently put before the Asokwa Circuit Court 2 on 20th February 2026 on the
Enti omaipo sisahine Dr. Christian Tete Yohuno and what the science metu dwana omanfo ye kan na owura ya ne din ede Andrews Amankwa no owura Sami Jamfia Gold Board oye chief executive officer odano na sewo eno no ana sa nipa bonfo kwato hye no so enam so ama wato nanam ewon se do ntimu mpensempensemu no ana polisi sahine ehese bosumi de tosudu nwotwe ana omudi kan ekire Akwasi Manu ewo ho a enkae no so wachirichiri bia wo kire se anya de so mbejai ama obia woye kronfremfo de watumi afa ne ho adi
yanto so enko yanimo awia ne yebo wamane Owia Kaseɛ bodem se na wotwetwa mu awie ye school su bi the games ahyehyɛ so won fifi mantamu aguna swadro ho na games no course ko wi ase video so na monten so nyasam ketwa just adesuafo ni bi etoro hye school foforo nkwada bi so a wo maburu wo mu ama yede dodo na mpoko asopiti ekwaje ayare hwa anyame adomaje obi antimu afrimo na so mu eprepraye no ebi akwaje ayare hwa wo mo ho ato bo mo asem yi ama panyifo ababonten aba bekasa na nei Osofo be de atwa hwe nwomasuya wonsem so wo de Clement Abasia Park wono so ba bekasa de afade ekoso no ho wo se nye wenko ene bredi kan ya ye ho sento so ku senior high school so no se de obi aka ne ho ano wo ye niemo ho sem netas wo no ade mra hye ne nsem no wo ye niema se de opɛ efri se ne ye se hwe ne amo wo mo ene wo mo gu school mo ne de be ka obi a wo no akasa ye nim se Ghana fo bebre de kan bekasa se ene amo ho so ban no a se ya de fiafo mo to so ku wo mo eja no behu ana we yakotwe seka no de adwagu ne teacher ni so ebitimi ko obo ho bom no makotete omo teacher ni wo nwura mu no omo pa na bo sa ne ma no ekoso nyina anya de a wo so omo da na di ewo eye ento asoso ku ahodro no emu wanu ti ena ma asoye hwe nwoma hwa ho sam so ababonten e de abetu dwa sempanyifo okopono ho omo kwotena se akodi nkomo na afa omo apekwan a omo befa so a omo de adesuafo a omo senior high schools ahodro no omo eniamo ho so ban no asese omo da na die no omo no befa so do omo to ase kra na se dem nika aka cho no so afa be de atwa wo no ehwe nwoma so ho sam so Dr. Clement abasi apak wono na ne yakasa a kire mo ko meeting no eniama ahodo a ye hwe enimu.
In any instance, on all occasions where misconducts, acts of violence or lawlessness have come to our attention, we have acted and we have insisted that action be taken. And this case that has occasioned this morning's conversation is not going to be any different. And we continue to call on parents to take a serious interest in the conduct of the awards in school, because some of the awards may be expelled, because we are prepared to exact the most severest sanctions to demonstrate our abhorrence to these acts of violence and lawlessness and misconduct. We cannot tolerate and we will not countenance. Such behavior among our student population. So we will continue to act decisively, timeously, but we will continue to also call on parents to play their role and to call on the PTAs, which we have since allowed to be reinstated, to work with the managers of our secondary institutions to ensure that discipline is reinstated in the school environment.
Dr. Clement Abasa Park near Tene Canessa Wofwa, or Makoye and Yambra Semi, or Moshen, Muso, Momanos and Penny Focus, Nasi, Nabi Biabaka, and she Yakwa, that be an Hoba Cabia. You be in a damn Nakotenefi, and yes, I saw such a more day, and no Modema and Quarawian was a pity of us, so Canano Nenu, they say a bind by was side Yaba, almost so sorry what can you Majumana, Wofanka say, woman and so, a no more to a more for said a bay and Yamo Subanwa, additional for than a dino, one more ebejai, one no, and I saw forward the church of my young woman home and some so.
Mumensia sumiyano abo amaniye sa disuafo be semiensa ana wachire wono efa santo kwachenia ekoso ewo obrachire senior high technical school wabra na wono eni Swedro School of Business omnum edi agokansie bi ehye so na no wachi no eni empamro ne ade epiemu ewo mu yie papa pama disuafo no ebi eprepra ewo mu na kwanchirefo panyina wono na akonfinfini mantamu a Oda engumesua sumye no ano ayemame Dr. Julia Dufie Otami wone Central for Akasa woche se no kwasem ni sa nsemone no esi se de yetwagu ewo social media so no woche se sa niema nyina ekoso na watwewe wabra na adesuafo no wono ede agokansi ahye so no nam so ama emfimfini mantamu ngumesua asumye no ababonten a wono kire se emprempren de senior high and afi technical schools ahodo a one woman tam ni nyina bibia efago kansie ho se america tuo bodo ne de ka ho ni nyina no won mo ntwentwen so nya de se obetumi atase sane de esiye no enti enam so ama mpanyimfo ayese won muguso a woye nhwemu apɛ asɛmna no enuagubre na asɛmi ho no ɛne wɔbɔ amane se wagya fa bi ɛde ama posi adwumako ni se won mo anya nhwemu enam so ama COP Lydia Donko wono ɛna akɔ ma posi adwumako ni mu anefa ehwe bonefusem aso no wata ano waba amane se no kwasemini aposifo afiti ase a won mu di wonjuma denden wo de sansemi tudwa wa bra wone Swedro School of Business emu akanifo no ehia ne wo che se obibia wodi nsamoni ni bi no emra no ema ne mfane ho eni de biara da na enam so ema Justice Kwadwo Frimpong wono nso ena wo yesuku panyin eda suku na no nso agba no base no kwasemini bibia betodi yentie nsamo a Osi penyi wode atudwa ni bi.
So if somebody's wearing your shirt, that's why. So if somebody's wearing your shirt, that's why I wanted to start by saying, are you confirming that is your shirt or your uniform? Somebody has worn your uniform to create such a scene or to conduct himself in such a manner, it is giving your school a bad name. So I'm sure you are concerned that is your school shirt. That's because I wanted you to confirm that is your school shirt. So if that is your school shirt and somebody has worn it and is attacking a fellow human being in such a manner, as a school, you should be concerned to find out who are the people behind that shirt wearing it. Also, and to hand them over to the police. So I am mentioning now that I am giving you 24 hours to produce the people in that shirt who attacked the boy. 24 hours starts now. Because as law enforcement, when incidents of this nature occur, and we have to investigate, we have to arrest, we have a number of ways in which we can make that arrest. But because this is a school environment, we are not going to adopt one of those means. That is why I'm giving you as school authorities that task to produce them. And if you fail to produce them, the means by which law enforcement employs to fish out suspects, we are going to adopt it. But because this is a school environment and other innocent students who are not part of the sports or were not part of that assault, because what we are seeing, it is not an act of indiscipline by students, it is a criminal act, which is
Ti we COP Lydia Yakodonko and no one na police adwumakuo na director general ba abonefosam ne fa wotene niema kama na ote se wonu obi kasa na justice Kwadwo Frimpong wono any headmaster wo Dashwedro School of Business ano ne nkoda ane kodi nsamone ne nti we yi sugu atade ne bi no wade kire omo se wahu sugu atade ye ya mede kire wi ana papa di ne nsa agu na chi mobrowa bontrim kokori ana ose an me pesa me hwese eyemusuku atade ana ana papa ne se an eyemusuku atade ana ose yo se wahu se enkofo bi ahye se suku atade di akodi nsamone de ana papa ne sikoli ana ose me ma donhwere aduonu nan fa wo mo bra se wanfa wo ma ama posifo ye wo kwan ni ankase fa so di edwuma ye betu sa na mo no na sa nkofo a omudi sa nsamone ye tumi ache enim se enya adesuafo ni nyina na koye sa de na wo hwe bonefo mu omudi na eye ahuru kasam ne nsamone ana wo sa nkwada ne tirimanu nti no ye behwe na yayire won na wuti fie pa na sabe wo wa ubone a empanyufo kan wote oba bi nka
Yaso Kaseɛ bɔne so na yɛ fifi mantam ne yɛmɛsɛm kwato yɛ mantam ne prosi atena yɛ na enura enumere bɛ sɛ no no mabɛpɔ aho sima bɛ sɛ miti duasa na to yɛ mantam prosi atena yɛ kyire kia mienu bia ɔmo de ɔmo nso nam nso banche nso hwe nso aburo wi na kyɛ sɛ ɔso ɔmo a ɔmo de afri enkran de bɛsen akopie mu wo takrade na prosi atena yɛ kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo che baako wo asoko barrier no wo shama mensini me na baako nso ɔmo gina car no wo Nkrofo junction anwumre kro no a na enipa miensa anase nipa nan po na ahyan mienu nyina kabo mu na wo mo etimwo na ye kire wo mo wie ye no wo mo asa nya kokoduro akoyi sika 69,000 Ghana cedis sika no 690 million se prosifo na nyina ka no mo nye ne kude na agya nko mo ntro mo hye na kapua se do mo de atwa mafiri baabi abedu hwai na nko mo atoa so na ne mo de akowura takorade na nka kire din na nka yenya bia mekancho no so da bi atoya mante prosi atena ya anye se o ma anye sika no hwa na ne o mo kire nkrofo no o mo kire wo mo no emu miensa de o madwane de mo baako de de o mo saka no to baako no o mo kire ni mom na anuano miensa no e ba kire no baka se nka prosi nyi sika no na nko mo nya baako no emfa ema wo mo na wokọ ye atoye mantam prosi atena ye hɔ a Superintendent Olivia Rabna Adiku no na woni amansan edi gita ho de ema prosi atena ye no ne ne akasa Owia Kaseɛ bɔ akyerɛkyerɛm sɛde asɛm yi esi ekoso
PM arrested 2 trucks suspected to be containing narcotic substances. The first truck was arrested at Asokwe Saman police barrier by the barrier men on duty. 3 people absconded. Police was able to arrest one of them. So the arrested one led police to the second vehicle which was parked at Nkrofo Junction. So in all, we've been able to arrest 3 people. The 2 people, they came with 69,000 Ghana cedis to offer to police to negotiate for the release of their colleague. Unfortunately, police didn't accept the bribe and they were also arrested. This morning, the truck has been offloaded and we had about 152 big bales of substances in it. Each bag contained about 82 pieces of compressed alleged Indian hemp wrapped in yellow wrappers. The 3 people.
Superintendent Olivia Erabna Adiku wano ena woko atoye mantam prosi atena ye no a wo PR de ma wo mo ena chese wona ya kasa wa kire ndu ekoba no owura no a wo ma che no 44 years or the Moses kwaku tewia ma mondi na boy no no wa hu adwuma won so ye okuma se ha asami ti yankwa homa ne so na ne ye ne ensam twoni ono ewo atoye mantam ho or the Evans Kofi ana ye no enkodi enkomo na ye musa ne asami dia na afri mu ato from Evans oti enka Owia Kaseɛ bosu ni o majo
Minya me go so also
boko atoye mantam boko
o ya me ara atoye mantam boko kisa pemfo awo kra minya
yada nyame ase wadama ensemu aye kan di enchiremu na afri mu ababi ofa boye
ya chama eti ko mutia Owia mojo Owia TV ene Owia FM baba mantam anura koside na ye yente se police for ensaka tipa track ni bi ewo debi e wa mantam eye sama district fro ho eye asoko barrier ampa on say ento for ye te asembia o say tentem na ebopin ho na me ado ye kan kai ye ni mu ya ni bi ye kan mo ye ebopin ho na mu ya ye ten say track e control track back omolodu enzema wo but enzema no wa hwe ni obekasa bia eye bait anas obekasa bia ye sawdust ina obehu but police for no ehu say ade o ewo car no no ina ye sawdust but mo hwe no mo say no ye ndubone na ewo sa track ni ina mo saka driver no mo saka driver na mo ye nhwemi na nipa mi ni bi sufuru efi eti ba say mo bablabe eye won muska mo edia car ma car na akọ na police dabi enyemla o say ekombia so nya hwehwem ampa so mo ye hwehwem no mo sesa na car no residence ba ko etwem ekesi debi e fa Nkrofo Johnson so atwa man ti on kwaporo eho eye escape katan constituency eho na Nkrofo no na mo kwafa sa cars ediba car to cars no eye mienu na cars no bako enoma GS that's and bako so enoma aya G 95896 that's 12 mu ina mu fi monitor omufi aya Cape Coast Road mbabesi akọ omedaba atremanti ma mchebe ka no load mo de ko aya neighbor country Abicus. I'm going to say in the money in a womb. Then the money a woman based on no work one year. Take 2 pieces. Based
Evans say
we are the SM 80 pieces. It's all and the Baramudio Cono and Yendu Banaketwa Modifi fence the Mumdifi almost almost Mumdifi. It's already I could produce Odo baba say akọ elebu
Evans wadama free sabra no abepema ene nwumre Owia Kaseɛ barrier ne so no aprosifo na yire bambo mu wo ho
na che watu hello
Kofi anai
Nenia
me say free nwumre no a sa asem yi si ye bepema ene nwumre wa wo hye barrier Nkrofo ho no ne ba ko ye ka ho yi a asoku barrier ho no a utu se process for many abro ma yire bambo mu ho
Minya yes maybe America ayaye we mabo approach for abaso you see oba 3 months now police phone did me papa no did ma so pa na say operations akoso am bien bebele no jumoli tonu na wo fi bebi a wo ye wa den sa wo ba atmantam abaye jumoli bia ho na me catch me 2% sawochi because atmantam police for enu papa oko barrier bia no ke say from yes amado to kwapa barrier e wo kwan so e be 4 nta wo ba e fence escape katan barrier ho ansa wo bata krade ansa wo ko ahanta west barrier se wo kwan so e doso nti wo ye dubo wo ye obi a wo kon about 10 months and I'm 2 for say any guy and from about 10 months.
Kofiana money adwuma ko so afo asoto to form the better form bia no ma ya so ate. Yenua Evans Kofiana we ensem twani o wa atoye mantamu ne no ekodi nkomo yi.
Edankuma omra sebe dafie na wono mo ka ede ache office of the special prosecutor said manimu ya. Ono musuko ene mpensempensemu na enyinaso no Onfa Free Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice 20 offense Shraj. Na yenhwese sebe opani baako a wono en ehwe chisa bedi achire ewo koko board mu na namu a wotu no enyade a sebio ekame akwes konko achiri konko se wankasa wo ye bibi ede aboa oman no na unya so emfaso ede agu botom ewo achire de kan se conflict of interest no enye bi na wato ana na owura atoboaten asem ane ye kan ya enedue ewomrasebe dafie opanyina ono ye mrasebe dwane awogiremu adehia ewo otafo abato empasuaso eye Vincent Eko Asefua ane gina ensentwerofo anim ekasaye na no ane wo chechemu se wonum ensu se owura atoboaten deputy adima koko board no adwumakuo bi a frene se Atlas Commodities ade se wonam PBC adwumakuo no so akurichire wonu nsam ade ahye nkrata mu a wonum edi koko hudwa wa bre a wo hwe koko board wonum nhye ane emrakwan so a emfaso esanse oyiso wura atoboaten aye adwuma ade amasa Atlas Commodity foida na wasanso afa akire a wode a register company no enam so ema wonum aye adwuma ade boa koko board na wose akoba ne sedi a na ekame akwese conflict of interest no ebi edane ho adi ewumanu nti na oka ade akire OSP se wono musuko na se bibia ni a wonhwe emfa emra no entwene baabia eda Eko Vincent Asefua nsem bi eni
to Martin ono na deputy CEO ewo eye kokobo na samra me no ka say PBC for no bo afuye enu nti no omukọ eye Kadebi police station akomeki a police report sa police report no ena na yensa kan ene hu say PBC for no person mo kire say omo de omo to koko bi enti e na koko begu omo warehouse koko na egu warehouse no ceilings e wo hu nyina ye Atlas Commodities Limited me de ehun foni ni bi e de akyeremo in the sense am no ka say no e ya kwa say sa pani no owo a situation bi mu a constitution e no conflict of interest article 284 of the 1992 constitution or say we ye public officer eni kwan sa wodu hu ko gina bia sa gina bia no obi o nan kwa ho kran po hu sa de no be ka say ade we de enya de papa eni kwan sa ye so won sa se wadi boni bi ansa da bi constitution na kasa e wose ye chew say ade we de dipa no wa ye sa de no ansa na constitution no e bia woni constitution abo atom na da bi na mom no se nipa eni huru se ba bia papa yi gina eye Atlas Commodities no ono na ene dia. In fact, he is the biggest shareholder in it. He is the sole owner anyway. We have BOP documents now. On the sole owner, Kasepa. And the other now will be our company in the order. Now, so a buying company, which is the PBC. Oh, you're in charge of finance and administration. One person can come up PBC for PBC for the tools of trade, warehouses.
And what you know, and a Vincent Eko Asefua, Eltraso, and a watch, says, I will share Owura atoboaten kana semuya. Nejuma wodi enyina sebe onu ankasa ni akande bia nemum wafa adwumakuo Atlas Commodity ne so na PBC fo won majapade ne niema won wo no wode eye adwuma anunti won de wo kan ade akire OSP se wonye ensan mu nhwemu na afei se empatade bi nso wo ho a yenye emfama PBC adwumakuo no
ehwehwe sa ase bi maye yesre se share fo enso ehwehwe sa ase bi maye yesre se share for enso a conflict of interest issues now e won no so my yes say Cocoa Board for if indeed they are interested in protecting the public purse omo go tia a compensation and farmer PBC for if you say when you use PBC tools of trade when you saw warehouse, when you saw workers, so there should be a compensation that will have to be paid by that private sector, which is the Atlas Commodities Limited. And Farmer Abino, if you say when you saw a ban in a day, I said the same, so it is a way our cost a year financial loss to the state because the Sicano de Ma a year PBC and PBC for a bit me is Sicano, a year Juma, a year Sika, and until a million the film on Paya, not Yasamano, Yadamas, and Mishamina.
Phone Pesiasum Rashibi Jenny, Ayura Vincent, Echo, Asefua, Edward the Sans of Tuja, and Edium Rashibi Jeffy.
I want to say now was the Rashibi Jenny, so I am my major seller. I go Twitter, one also a casa, Edia Fa, I go Boninoa. Yeah, addition for Ekodi, yeah, Abrana Games, so in 15 months, Mumitre, a grant Swedro. Now, I can't catch order that. Our Senior High School, any affairs, Swedro School of Business, and any addition for the Coboy near Pinche by a beer prepare, no, and yeah, answer. Then no, so for the Ababa to Jana said, honorable the Ababa to just said, the Acosun and Penny for Cassetia. One on MP, one on Akasetia, GS, Akasetia, none matter for your potom when Akasetia, as I say, no, dear, the Abacco Badina, and they say you should move mapa and a bed costo. Now, this any beer or mobile who said, what can video no one or mobile Kono or Muhu and any one from Racaso said, yes, so said the costo, eh, dear, and tray your money post at Tina Cabo Moa or Mudica, so them said, dear TBNO, that to me, Abois, I'm on my share, my different say discipline, and what I know and see ye. Who be no matter Kumu as the Honorable Jesala Agbotui Tete.
Went for this. Apparently, last year something happened. This rivalry sometimes tends to happen between schools, but I think it was managed. But this year, it seems from what they themselves picked up, with their threats and all that. So they still went for the sports, all right. But this is what happens, what we saw, which was very despicable, and I condemn it in no uncertain terms. Not because the children are from a secondary school in my village or in my district, but because generally it is not the right thing to do. And so for young people at the same age, it was just by grace that the video that we saw, that the giant was standing by a gate and the stone that was thrown at him, it didn't hit him. He would have just smashed his eye or something like that. And just imagine what would have happened to him. Parents bring their children to boarding school for molding, for them to be in the environment, to get to know their peers and all other benefits that boarding schools give. And this is not what we all expected. So
Jesala go Twitter tell us addition for the Moko boarding school say Mukosia dear. Yankasa Mukopo be a boss in the back or yes, saving over Brumo. And to the course when you know who or be Shemudia better form you so or Bema yet one name my Shevenia or some other share a war a wood to Senior West.
Senior Professor, Department of Geography and Rural Development, Ewo Kwame Nkrumah Ponimo, Professor Prince Osewusu Eji, and Wadiatu Ejase, or my Ghana, and she had the actual comsi a day Elkun Ohiano. And yet, and she say, ya Sebio, ya de Eshisha Ohian baby and in walk. Na yadi to us in Nemo Yadiani, ya say, why are you really a more drew said a bear, or ebe to me Ajo Kakra, was say, O man Shenina. I says Sebio, a brebiano, Ukoko yi patana, the abro binua the ayam quani Odivia no one no. A queer nipano no one casabet to me and faso, na wako yi patana de yentre, was say a banisa. Ohiane nkwan komo ye pese ye kon ewo my Ghana mu no ehwo asem ebe ye din yie papa na wode sansem tudwa no na ade a bedwam kasa kire bia na ekoso na poto kasa mu edian wode atoso say eradicating poverty in the age of sustainable development, the basic means approach ana na papa kasa for ni nyina ye kwane a ye be fa so e betumi atu ohia sesa abre na abibre mama ya hodo ade asia ni senka enru amfempinu ni aduasan de nanka ohiane nkwankom yantumi antu ase kura nka yatumi akon aduru baabi na so papa kire se yenhye aye die ase aye bibia manwosem a ohia no ne kon ebeye den ne nsem bi nie.
Account for the minimal impact of these interventions. Limited capacity, mismanagement and misallocation of resources subverted effective implementation of interventions such as the GPRS2 Village Infrastructure Project, Rural Electrification Project, and the PAMSCAT. More importantly, Professor Chair, most of Ghana's poverty reduction and social policy interventions such as the LEAP, PAMSCAT, MASLOC, NAPCO have often tackled the symptoms and not the disease. The needs and not the means, the what poor and not the why poor, the manifestations of poverty and not the cause of it. They have fished for the poor, but not taught them how to fish for themselves, leading to minimal impact of the interventions. What should therefore be done moving forward to optimize relative poverty reduction and absolute poverty eradication? Now, the basic means approach. Professor Chair, in 2012, the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GIMPA, invited me to present my research paper on the basic means approach for optimizing poverty reduction at their 50th anniversary celebration international conference on development through leadership, management, and institutional capacity building. At this conference, I took the charge to outline the features of the basic means approach and later developed the paper further and had it published in the GIMPA Journal of Leadership, Management and Administration, Volume 8, Number 1, in January 2014. In fact, the basic means approach is not entirely new. The approach is premised on Amartya Sen's conceptualization of development.
Intuwe Professor Prince Osewusu Ejei Ena Ode Sanche Muya Mai wakani nyina ntimpanyimfo mu hu anamo a mubetumi atuna boa amohia yatumi akon ewo my Ghana mutie enweno nsia kasebo ewo Owia TV so ye gina na ye de emu na ase ama Dwabinwura Bank na Dwabinwura Bank se sikasemu wa nyina bra ne nchen na obehwe na watumi akwo moa wode asempa loan aba nidine ne honam se asempa esanse we no enya afi na akofa bibia bedi agina mu babi wa akwaji loan ase de obesi abubu otu atwitwa photo kura de akọ ansane yaje atumunya asem kuma we yesebra entem so mu amokra entema na ase force ni ade okra autopass e de ba ni nyina no Dwabinwura Bank se entem so yebeboa na on set mi akaska ma de akodu juma sanso na oba pa loan ano so ho e de ma ye ma menum adwadifo no fo ni kirem ho enhye a eda fom boko utua eda fom breo enya de a obebre ho kra no nti oba pa loan ko Dwabinwura Bank ni emfa emuo afi say ye savings current account anase opese obie eye account ahodo nyina fixed deposit koye ho sanso na microfinance susu shares da chinti investment in the account ho nyina no akwanya eda ho ma onya sika na de kakra atu ba bi da chi bi hia na wakosane ko Dwabinwura Bank ebewo and abonta ede amount wo atonsu eye edwanim high school junction wo bie branch foforo kra ho ena na so ekese pa wo Asante Dwabin ye won krabata ewo juso onwe fumesa bonre sanso na sepeti mpon Roman Hill adeshiman ni road pankrono ene aboa sofre Dwabinwura Bank ewo 0544 745856 ena 0271 464327 ana 0260 970407 ene wonum enkasa emu pefie enie na nidine ne honam se emu pefie se or the premium and super premium rice aba kanene ne ase emu eme esanse sebe na emu bia na wudi ene kope premium and super premium rice ne di na ebebo ye papa emu pefie ade jambi so ya bean oil aba sa wo ye aduane a emane yete kakra bia behwie no na aboa mwaduan na ye kama ana yummy tomato paste ewo honom mu amoye jollof ni ade chese shitoni bibia yummy tomato paste eno ena wuhia enti afiafie provision shops ni ade supermarket bars ni mu amutonton nuane hotels ni restaurants ni nyina ko emopafie ne nkrabata no ewo adum oben oyerepa FM patase anso oni echamfo hotel edi animhwe media nso Pass and Gardens wo mojanshin ho a ya frɛ 0244615117 na emopafie eni nkomo
ya Bolivia Enterprise say yan kan cho say omo the future life smart food omo de aba na omo say yan kan cho say nipa kwan ya fa sudidi kwan ya fa sudidi na dwudidi ne nema hodo bi ayeye na kan obi ma say yan de wa hodo diabetes ne pressure ne kese bone ne sa nema ni nyina aba enu nti no madwega na fo ho a omo the future life smart food no aba we no nya afa na de ko sija so akono ama emu ntiri nyina tutu afiri mo enu an so de guade mu a udi su aka ho no wanu no wadi tie fiber wom, protein wom, vitamins wom, minerals wom, enu so na nipadua ne hia enu ti na future life smart food enso aba ede ama ukone ko pebi ne di ebebo asiesie nipadua no ebetu yade wase afiro de be ka to future life omo se ma waduane no a wodie no enu ankasa ensa wo yade de obeya ene so obefro mo ewo 0242 878090 0242 878090 and also 0246 010 0246 010 omo so for line alignment patase kwan so ho and obehu future life smart food ko ho na kwaji future life ni bi we na ya da che and awen so abel for kwan ya yedidie amayempom aye de yenso akase bone so na esema hodo akagu yapno so no yembe emfa ema yeko doctor kwaku anane jinde na kache wono woko gempa wo ye senior lecturer e wo ho na afen so eba amamo hu nsem oyo pagina wa bene wo mpa no wo munim de mapa na wono so ba beka so e de afa ensem bia na anu ya judicial secretary Yera Musa Mede e de baba tu just say no e benyifa akotena say sakra bia ya judgefo na temuafo no mudi asem no ma ginyame adwuma ye wasase so yi ebi be kwa anopa wo mo ya anopa no a na ebi nso aba awia be pon nwumre saa na sesia no womo eba beye no natumi aboa ama ejajaje fo no so ahome kakra na afi cases ahodo a aka abobia egu ofie petepepe nyina o ma hwe aka ho asem sansem yi na Dr. Kwaku anane jinde so ababonten abekasa ede afa ho se o my Ghana ye wo mu yi hawa ye wo pa ne se nipa no wo law school wobekwa kotua school fees aboden akobra wo wi a because won koye judge na afi wo twetwe no wafiri se ajudge fo asetena mu nya sika edi tu ajudge fo ka wo ye man mu nya enu tina ma judge fo ho akwa atwe a de bia ebekọ na case ego na contempt so case na so da ho a wo judge ni enkan ye wo se won de ni susu ye mu se ye hwe na judge fo ye nhwo mu ye o man ni nhwo mu ye na afi so aloya fo so aman don enhwe funa ni eni akire na law school titiru chamene bu school fees ni books bu a de wo ho na ban ni nhwe for scholarship wram na maburu manage law hu tibi nkobi na mabua ma adwuma no emu entre Dr. Kwaku anane jinde wonu Owia Kaseɛ bo ene kasa
wo mo atu no but enso problem no ano because there be a population no increase. Okay. And be ya bill na area ko parliament say yemue mu na schools like Gimpa yen professional training no makola no yen decentralizing no ye jitu mu a play like Gimpa ye betima ye professional training amankola no as I say me no ka say makola omo use your campus use your lecturers use your library rather than omo ma ya yen training omo we are no mina kwachina exam enti no ni aba no we are in a crisis situation omo workload ne doso ena judge bi anso uko amanonia judge bi our research assistant
okay
enti o search case bi e dia support o decision I will make it or right now be decision I obey chro no obey here at least 2 research assistants na we search we na be here draft na ba Ghana there you need this
okay
entina omo adwuma no adoso a omo entimi wie ni nyina akobia se yenye adwuma awia ni anwumre no enti this
Kwaku anane jinde wono woko gempa wo ye senior lecturer ho and afi so wabene e wa mambo hu nsemu ne teso no so de nsemi etutwen
Ghana na watwe mu ara wosem abeto dwa ene se adehye bia wonum akobo kina faso mamu a wonum ekofa ntosi bi ababeton kabrifuo bi kwato hye wonum so enam so ama Ghana adehye besem wotwe de wonum kana na natoa nanom ewonsie de wo sa nipa boanfuo yi wonum nsa na nipa ba ko anyamedi ni ho afofie na ene wofa ne ho edi ye eyema Elizabeth na wone ensentrofo akasa akirechire mu sede eniema esi eko na ne nsem a ode to ye ni mu bi enie
Thursday 3 going to 4 o'clock na everybody so ekoto intus ye na ye hyehyefo ye kwakoduro Friday no match adaka no oba ne so otokoduro market Sunday market ni obet ten Saturday so Saturday 5 going to 6 no 7 o'clock time na yehu gunshot ne omoto tuo ne bomb eba sa na driver no o shoko na otuka ne se obema ya adwane eba sa na leader for mo so mo mayan tena yanka ho French phone takwa nso enokore yetimi kwoto mo na omo gya ye na ekọ nso yenim se sa yenim se ombetwa gu yeso omba be fro na boys no adwane ekwate enim na yenso yemba no adwane ekwate ekire no na omo start to boys no tuo omakum boys 5 egu ekire ho na bra na oda hall no anko no na beka ho 6 na no dwane aba beto bebia mba ne da no na o se yemfa ne nan ento no so enya se obewu na ye peje ye nan egu no so omunim se yenyina yemba ne da ho omunim se be ma aka so eno echire no omoye so omba be shika na efra na boys na omuku omo no driver for ba ko
Ayara hosem we Mama Elizabeth enipa a won moko Burkina Faso ememu ba bia France tetaw omoko akofa ntosi aba beton na yakoto share won mo so wo a nyame di won ho afofie na ma no wo ka ho bi ene wo boss amani
Yako Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy Akache Omocha so my nhwehwemu bi na nhwehwemu no amokwaye ye no aba beto dwase o my Ghana munyina afi atwamu ne fa na atwato last quarter no Ghana fo ye tua nyina monkane abo ema ne bro so be 1.5 million Ghana cedis sa na omo nhwehwemu no omode aba beto dwa no mo kyerese nhye ya hodo bi a Public Utility Regulatory Commission PURC for referee for omoda yen ene enyina mahodi ni nsuo adwumakuo ne ntamuo no wo hyehyɛ yahodo bi omodi gu akwamuo ene nam so ma sa yeyi ba ye na ene nam so ama sentai aba bonten de aba be kasa de afa ho se akwaye se ECG fo asa no omo nim bi omo ye ene omo hwe hwehan omo aka ho asemo ama Ghana fo ye twanka ne abo ama na boro so 1.5 billion Ghana cedis na we no wo mo betabri dia be hyema ma yen anase we no ye fa manyame ye ntwa kire owura Benjamin Nsia wono na ye executive director Edema Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy onu Owia Kaseɛ bo akasa e de fa sansemo a o made na di
ye nyina mkane abo na yo mumienu ye wo multi-year ene quarterly tariff na quarterly tariff no ye de niema mienu na hyebo no ye de market driven indicators and macroeconomic. Now mostly market driven indicators na the cost of gas and as a fuel no and the source of energy no mostly constant and sheda ensesa anema mienu tasesa abribia na macro inflation and exchange rate. Into exchange rate I dey share one for the quarter. Now we the actual exchange rate on the ground it causes the pricing of electricity to be inflated because that projection no was a bit higher compared to the actual. Until I buy project 11 Ghana cedis 95, but actual no was below 11 Ghana cedis, right? It was around 10 Ghana cedis 88. Until oti free more 1 Ghana cedi bi anu tua broso se ne wo so tua.
Openya yeti ni wono ene executive director Edema Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy or the Benjamin Nsia.
Millicent amankwaye boy mrashibidwane ya wugina ma adehye wosunwane atoye mpesua so obono mantamu na wotwe wiye wodi sika esom Ghana cedis na mpem ahanu kane sika no 2 billion edi akoma bono dumja adwumako ni se won munye na edandada bia ewo kira won mu mfansiesie se de be ya dumja adwumako betumi edi juma edi afri honom na wokire mu ase eja eto kira ne mpatam hu a ayese dumja adwumako no mfiri kwa tenten na aba na wonmo abedum na nunti na amaho akohia se edandada bia ho betumi asiesie na ne wonmo nya ba bia transe de be ya eja eto ba bia putuprumu ara wonum betumi akodum no na ensem bia Millicent amankwaye bo amrashibedwani odi tu dwani
asidaba matwedi amponyanko ponse ode ena che no mafika kwakwatoye ena se wo kira ha na eye timamufo mu osunyane west ye kwa aprobo edikan a meba kira ha se na dan na ewo kira station hono na Jashishe kesie bi atofie kesie bi mu ewo ho. Emma niema esi wo ho no. Na asefem. Enti me fatu me ho se Nyankopon ye madom. Na se odi abanwa ne mame ade edi kan pa eda makoma so se meye. Edi aboa chiraman ene ye fire service station ewo chira ha. Fisi ebehwe asunyane west no eso ekuro no abo apete ohwe chira wo be fi sunyane krom a wo be ba chira no kwan ne muwa wo fi chira no ko wanchi ene tachiman chira
Kwaye boa ayem rasbedwe ne ogina ma ade hye wosunyane west ene yetine nkan no akiri no na ohena owo kira aye barima minta afari wono nso echese nani ajepa efa anamo a emrasbedwe ni atu eho na ogidie ne arehemu se eba ejahyehyie animu bambo a eden a wono besiesi ne beboa amomotumi aye ne yi
how dey ya fa bibire na nya kira ko bia mu ko niam gina sei the fire volunteer for na bibi basa bia besi bia group kira de ye kase bia ebe ntie basa ise kira fo nyina etomika because yanko a ehimba nti se the best ayin yama me ayama ye hye niam bebre niam de ne na hye ahye boso bebo aye na fire de ya dia ehu
Minta afari chira hene ne yetiene krakra mu na assistant chief fire officer grade 2 sizzle ado wono na akobono mantemu adumja adwumako no da no wono nso bo ano ba se edikan ordinance emamrahye dwani na afei wabo ano ba se wono behwe na edan bo so mentem watumi awi amwaviti ase ayemu adwuma
because for some time now we've been trying to get a fire station. There was a place that was identified some time ago. We were making all efforts to get the place, but it didn't materialize. So, about 5-6 months ago, Honorable MP came to me with the desire to have a fire station at Chira, Otumase and Kibosia. We said, okay, we are looking at the distance from Sunyani to Chira or from Techima went to Chira. It's quite hot, very long. So to make us hot, have operational readiness, there is a need for us to have a fire station.
Panyina wode du judgment no ano wobono mantemu ACFO2 sizzle ato nene ene yati
osofo hye emaburu ye die ne nkan ko honsam so no ko yanso na ndisi amanyoko no oya mabunu domboabo anofo the lawyer George Opare Ado na wono nso akasa abra na mpanyimfo epa eye dwumade bi ho entoma we no asoye no ene Afro Arab group bi ena akabomu a omo ema mabunu eye car the friend say electric vehicle CB na omo nso atwi dia ye adwuma we campaign yi bi ene otwia na wote wo car na wo so afahyen no de akoye adwuma na say no mpanyimfo apa 50 baht eho entoma ahyen no makoma aduonum ena say no mapa ho ntoma omo san abeja mu de ama emabunu dwumade no say ena lawyer George Opare Ado ene nsɛmtwɛfo ekasa na wache mu say we no eka ban no 24-hour economy ani so ade hu ne ho ena afi so sababu ama mabunu enya bibidu omo nsaye no makonkan eno nti ena woni ekuo yi Afro Arab group yi akabo mu awomo etusa anamon yi lawyer George Opare Ado
green vehicles and e-transition and green transition and no akwenya na ye hu and then nyame adom or the 50 aba washebo say or the 1000 e ba be bo am babunu the entie na muhu an the me na me minister am twem babunu so or the be create adwuma enti na ye ba ye be sending crying ni aboa no na ban so am support bi ohia bia no etimi aboa na ka na babunu nya adwuma ye so anu an sa nom de ba be ye enti uba new boat of ma be ginom de akwa register ma uba new boat nom de aye adwuma there am say
yeti ye lawyer George Opare Ado no ena wo yeso afoshe mabunu kanko ene epunto honsem so ndisi amanyoko ni so na ye mabunu dombo anofo a owo mo no achi and a president Edema Afro Arab Group or the ambassador Alhaji Salamu Amadou or also Owia Kaseɛ.
We can't sit behind and be focusing on government to be creating employment alone. So Afro Arab is creating over 2,000 jobs with this work and pay, so that our young people can also own their own vehicle, work and then take care of their families. So we are doing this also in line to support with the government 24-hour economy that is coming up. And then again, we have a lot of pollution in Ghana, and most of them is coming from our vehicles. With these green drive electric vehicles, inshallah we can be able to reduce them. And also
Alhaji Salamu Amadou, one president Edema Afro Arab Group.
Ghana yeti ebinom de nkra ene nkraman ayo mu chief meet omo pepa emweni aloyafo ye chewa ye mo anchechire wunsem kura ne yakun na yawe nam na nkra ene nkraman ene nam soma ekuo bi a ye France Institute of Community Sustainability ye twantia France ICS for kire se ye mfa eson to so e free sabreko kraman okra me kire miyan ena afewo enya de se woso obiare na de enti amosi en first on to so no ye hwene akwa maso ye ne owura Eric Jerry Edu ena ekodi nkomo o executive director Edema Institute of Community Sustainability opanyi ma joy
me jo so munya bema
they said ye beka se mada ne nkrama ne nkra lawyer ade na muji charge muwai se me yanwi
jami papa ni mebedu kumasi die memfenchi akese ma opimiso ene wetifo ne wahwefo ni nyina nye di tu dwane na ye press conference ye ni nyina ye ekwan a ene nkamawe ene nyiramwawe abedane normal popular organa ha obi aso omu story a mo wi nkama basabasa omo wi nyiramwa basabasa ade eya ayeho ni se en obi mutumi ye program omu ye program na omu de atoso omu bo football tournament na omu de atoso se nimpa obi wi ni no ombe ma ne kraman no mu kunare ene oba aka omu ye party a omu fen Alonte festival all in the name of so kunjamwa no more. I mean enye fine njamwane o kamai sa enwano omo nye meet omo ye family members omo ye obia omo ye mo a ye no mutina fie a omo hwe ye so no mo boy ho ban enye mo a ye o say ye sorry a ye yu omo sa enti saa we ni muano ade ya ni say wo de Ghana wo de we need to talk ambo a ye wo kobi wa obekọ no na e won kraman market a omuku kramare omo hwede hwehwemu nhwe say kraman na nya rabies ana kraman na nya so Korea bibia na sapla bi no masoro omo wewe enti na also sa what I say they have a life omo ambo omo say yo omo boy say no omo tina fi enti na ye ku etia se aban tunjinemu na ye mbane ekwan ha nkofo soro mo wewe nkraman ene njiamu anu
na ye hwe o ye hwe no na ye morality ana se bia meti wonka pa wote menka hello opanyi
pato ete wonka meti wonka
ye hwe se emwa no mo kan wo se companion ntina me ye nwe ana se ensunsuanso ewom efa yare ne apomuden hu nti ena wo se de nyina so nti
emwa no nsunsuanso bone wo ho na musa so ye companion obi baka se adentina apontene nkokọ ni ntwe ni nkan untumi ni apontene ntina fie beka se wo na wa bre wo edwuma mu a ana se nyoma nkoyi ana wa basa betunu mu di agro ejamwa okra betumi ni we di agro ama we yaji we yi wo house ni nature kama ba na ni beji we huhuru wataro eni kwampo no adwendwini obre any stress at itself komukwa unwo kwampo omutumi ma stress sucha apart from that no so no nkofo no kunkum kama no mo hwe emwa na nhwe nkai sɛ yɛkama bi na yɛbɔ kama ne ɔmo ku kama no wonim sɛ nkɔfoɔ bɛtam kama ne to abobo yɛ ase dwane kɔɛ ade ɔmo kɔre a kama ne yɛ rebi sɛ kyesi ɔmo ayɛnsa nka ɔmo nti wokɔre yie na bibi yɛ wo na wu a ɛyɛ wan ɛnɛ yɛ ade a ɛkɔ so a nkɔfo bebree wu wɔ saa nnɔma no but yɛmfa yɛ ni di akyire ɛne nti na yɛfɛ ministry of health sɛ ɔmo fa ɔmo nan gyinam na ɔmo making sure sɛ ɔmo bɛbane nkraman ɛne ɔkra na nkɔfo sɔre a mo riri ne bahat no
jo opanyi yɛda ase pa bibia ne yɛbɛsa aba ne yɛdi nkomo
meda ase
executive director Edema Institute of Community Sustainability ICS ɛna yɛne no ekodi nkomo owura Eric Jerry Edu na we enche hashtag beba cat and dogs lives matter na chese yɛde na mu a ne yɛtumi agitwa agyemuwa yi awusuya yɛgyina so na yɛde anwure kaseɛ bɔne nyina LC ewa hautie firi Owia TV so and asiankoma newsroom abuafo enyina kuku ajando akosia somua oko MCR eho en obapa ya Grace ewo sansona na yaw ehye honum ABC mo ebo chidom ewo ho ena Mr President wonu nyina ena kaboma yitimi ede baye afe ni enso ehye honum AB ena semufo owura Asante Yeboa Benedict afe akenkanfo ne yemme nana kwame ajiman opambo ena
ajwa nyako apronoma
sorry na yakọ sorry so na brighto wonum de agudie mu nsem eba abeto aso Real Madrid adapafo na watwa wiye mama boys aboka agu kwa nyina wonum aboaboa no a ode eba yeda mu ase ema mummu anehwe